All right, hey everybody, what's up? This is Jack. I'm here with Spy, and so we had mentioned before that we had a rather large project that we're working on for the channel. We are, I don't want to say experiencing technical difficulties necessarily. It's just taking a little longer to get through the editing process. So in the meantime, we are going to continue, as always, to deliver some content. Today, we're going to be doing another dungeon run. Um, and as I mentioned in the Fungal Grotto 2 video, we are going down the list um, in the specific dungeon activity finder. I believe I'm under the impression that is the order that the dungeons unlock for you in the game. So today we're going to be doing Spindleclutch I. There's a couple of different ways, and I know I always say this, but for anybody new to the channel, there's a couple of different ways that you can get into the dungeons. So the first way is you might possibly queue into it, or you might possibly land in it through your random daily dungeon queue. You can also use the activity finder to go specifically to a particular dungeon. Um, you can use a way shrine and teleport to it or fast travel to it the same way you would another way shrine. And then there is also, you can just walk to it. This particular dungeon is in the northeastern section of Glenumbra, and it is literally right next to the North Hagfin Way Shrine. So this particular dungeon has 5 bosses. There are 2 main bosses and make sure I'm getting that right. I believe there are 2 main bosses or what primary bosses, and then 3 mini boss encounters, and then obviously you get your mobs, that come along with that. I'll go ahead and cover the sets that drop in here. So it is, if I can get to it, I can't, so I'm just gonna pull it up on my collections. Let's see, here's dungeons, Spindleclutch. All right, so in Spindleclutch you can get the prayer shawl, which is your light set. You can get the spelunker set, which is your medium set, and then you can get the nightmare set, which would be your heavy set. And then there are actually 2 monster sets, helms, however you want to look at it. I know different people call it different things, but there are 2 monster sets that come out of this dungeon. I'm not gonna tell you which is which. I know one comes out of Spindleclutch I and one comes out of Spindleclutch II. But you can get the Blood Spawn set and you can get the Swarm Mother set. So those will be the sets that you can farm in this dungeon. Anyway, the format of this video will be a lot like the last one. We'll just run through the dungeon, and after each boss fight, we'll stop and we'll talk about like the mechanics that were going on during the boss fight. Swarm Mother is actually the one that comes out of Spindleclutch I. So anyway, I say we just go ahead and get into it. Actually, before we do that, we want to say thank you to all the returning viewers. We appreciate the support for the channel. It's, yeah, it does benefit the channel. It also gets this information out. It helps spread this information out to other people who are looking for it. And I promise you, there are people looking for it, because it's not fun to walk into something if you're a new player and not really know what you're walking into. So there's that. And to any new viewers, SpyPie Gaming makes content around games, industry news, and events around the gaming community. If that sounds interesting to you, or if you're looking for a community that's geared towards the members of the community, then you've landed in the right spot. And it'd be great if you went ahead, smash that subscribe button, and make sure notifications are turned on. That way, anytime Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when we put out new content, you're notified immediately. But yeah, so that's my spiel, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Now,
Mic on.
I think we've both done Spindleclutch 1 and 2. So if you're just walking into the dungeon, you have to pick between the two of them. Spindleclutch 1 is the Deadly Whispers. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this.
So Jack, are you excited to run another dungeon for your big compilation of these that you're doing?
Yeah, I think it's educational. It's a good thing to have the knowledge out there, because it's not fun to run into a game mechanic and have no idea what's going on. I will say that I'm not a big fan of spiders, so there's that, but mainly because of how they work.
Yeah, they are very skittery, aren't they?
Yeah, they slow you down. Like, it's the same thing. It gets real old, but I guess it is what it is.
Well, I'm running on the Nightblade, so I'll make sure to put down pathways and stuff for us, and we'll be able to get through this relatively quickly as well.
It's been a little while since Nightblade's been on the channel, ain't it?
It has been. He's been going through a lot of changes, honestly, and I'll say this, he'll definitely end up on the channel again with a whole new build, because I'm still working out the ironing out of this one currently,
So last time he was on the channel, he was a healer.
He was. And now he's gone to damage.
So we are currently at the first boss, which is Spindlekin. Once we get done here, I'll discuss the mechanics of it. That way we don't have any mishaps, which we should anyway, because as stated before, we run these on normal. That way it can be more of an instructional thing than anything else. All right, so the boss
Mic
dead.
off.
Excuse me. This is one of the mini bosses in this dungeon. The abilities that this boss has are Spider Swarm, Spit, and Healing. Nothing too bad. Spider Swarm, during the battle, the boss can summon a swarm of spiders. The tank is the one who needs to be aware of this. And it's not, overall, it's not too bad. You just burn them down with AoE. Spit is a single target ability that causes moderate poison damage. And Healing, like most other bosses, other spiders specifically. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The mini boss can regain health from eating corpses, which sounds amazing. So there's that. But yeah, overall it's not too difficult.
So let's go on forward then.
Yeah. Those are not enemies.
No.
The spiders are, though.
I always think everything's an enemy at first, anyway.
Yeah, I don't like running around the corner. We were running, what was it, White Gold Tower, and that group kept running up on me. That wasn't fun.
No, that one was a mess a little bit.
A little bit.
For 2 people trying to run it, it's a little bit, it can be a little bit.
Yeah. Especially that last boss. The one with the lightning that, like, you can't touch.
Yeah, I tell you, that one definitely caused issues for the warden.
Yeah, it's no fun at all.
He's movement, but he's not that kind of movement.
Yeah.
You gotta have a little bit more range, I think.
Alright. We're up on the Swarm Mother.
Pathway down. Oh, hold on. There we go. Pathway down. Help us move around with this boss.
Seems like there's a random aspect.
To who she attacks a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm maintaining taunt, and it's not stopping her from turning around and hitting you.
That also may be because of these bigger crits that I'm doing, though.
Could be. I've read some things that say that hard taunt is what it is. Alright, so the Swarm Mother is down.
Mic off.
So it's the first major boss that you run into in this dungeon. So there is a random aspect. It's suggested that everyone stands close to the boss, otherwise she would jump to the target that is furthest away, which would explain why she was attacking you. She also has 3 abilities. Bite, which is whoever has the aggro, ideally the tank, will be targeted with a heavy attack from the boss that should be blocked. Pushes the tank slightly, or whoever it is, back. And Poisonous Fang, from time to time she will turn around to a player in the group and spit at them, placing poisonous field underneath them. Easily avoided. Just don't stand in it. And then there's Inject Poison, which is a damage over time effect. That generally gets placed on whoever is pulling taunt. So, all right.
Mic on.
Moving on.
Moving on. Let me put down pathway and let's go.
There's a chest, and I'm gonna get it.
Oh, chest, huh?
Yeah.
There you go. Don't make a
There
fool
we
of
go.
yourself, messing up a simple chest.
I know.
It's happened
I got 'em
before
all.
with myself, I must admit.
Yeah. I got all of them but that last pin. There's another one. Look at that. Not gonna do you any good. Everybody just ignore me. I talk to the enemies because they crap talk, so I crap talk back.
Oh, don't worry. I think people know that we like to make interactions with the non-existent beings in our head a little bit. It might be a little crazy.
I'm gonna have to put some points into the force lock.
So I've considered doing that myself, I just haven't.
Just for the simple ones. Oh, we're on a boss. This must be one of the mini boss encounters. I wasn't even paying attention. So, Ciirenas the Widowmaker.
I'm taking out of these guys in the back right now.
Alright. Oh. Time to burn them. Alright. So, Ciirenas the Widowmaker is
Mic off.
dead. The second mini boss in the dungeon. The abilities you encounter with this boss are Agony, which is a stun ability, placing. Hold on. Player needs to break free from. If there is no other incoming damage, as this will also break the stun. Additionally, it will add a damage over time. The ability can apparently be interrupted before applied. There is also Assassinate, which is a heavy attack that can be blocked. Causes quite a lot of damage, so it's probably a good idea to block it. Tanks generally don't have issues or shouldn't have issues if built correctly. And then Blood Craze, which is a skill where she will slash the tank twice, dealing moderate physical damage. Heals her for the amount of damage dealt over time. So,
Mic on.
nothing too bad so far.
I'm gonna run behind as many of these and stun them. Might as well. Part of my class toolbox, right?
Yeah.
These stuns are definitely helpful.
The stuns and the crits are a little bit ridiculous. I like it. Who's alive over there?
Not anyone
Okay.
now.
Good deal. Oh, I get pulled. Somebody thinks they're a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, you want to show them something about Dragon Knights, huh?
So he gets ironed out. Yeah, that's gonna happen. So I got pulled because it's the boss. But this is Big Rabu. That went quickly.
Yeah, I just
All
had
right.
a little bit of setup on that one. I was having some issues, but once I got the setup on it, it started rolling.
Mic off.
Yeah. So Big Rabu, if I'm saying that correctly, is another mini boss. Right before the final boss. Let's see, there's only 2 skills that this boss has. Charge, which is the boss likes to charge. Everyone in the way will be knocked down and receive damage. If you block it, it will be stopped and the boss can be stunned. And then Chain, which is the reason I got pulled, occasionally chains in a player and causes medium damage. Players can avoid this by blocking and stepping outside of his range. It's deemed random, but I'm not going to say that it is, like,
Mic on.
definitively.
So I just realized I think we're gonna have to cut something out of the audio. I think my mic, whenever I go to mute it, might be showing up on recording. If it is, and you guys are seeing that, I'm sorry, because it does speak to me, which means that it might be showing up on the the audio recording itself. Either way, I will stop muting the mic whenever Jack is talking and just talk over him instead. I think that'll be better.
Yeah. Just stick with the norm.
Yep. So from here on out, I hope everyone who was here to listen to Jack is okay with listening to me as well.
I mean, this is your channel.
It is.
If they're not, we have a problem.
Well, still, these are more of your thing. You definitely do these more often than I. And you definitely have a very good way of talking about mechanics. I typically just ramble on for quite a while.
Hey, I just freed somebody.
Oh, nice. There was someone back there. I wonder if I could have freed them. Well, too bad. I guess he's gonna rot back there.
Oh well.
I'll get him next time.
Alright. Okay. So, this is... the final boss. And it looks like we gotta clear out the mob before she engages. Is it just me, or does anybody else loot during boss fights?
I don't think you're supposed to, but I definitely do.
I mean, hey, I got blinded.
That's not cool. Don't do that.
Uh-oh. Alright.
Same here.
You blinded?
Oh yeah, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that mechanic, actually. You know what? You can pull me in. That's fine. I'm gonna hit you with lightning.
You're not supposed to look at her when she does that, but I think I might just really like getting blinded.
Yeah. I haven't figured out a way to fight her exactly and not have that happen. I don't think she can make her mind up. She's pushing me, she's pulling me. It's kind of a love-hate relationship. Oh. Blind and spiders. Really don't like that combination of things at all. There it is again. Burn her down.
Got it.
There we go.
That
All right.
execute of mine definitely came in handy.
All right. So that was the Whisperer, and she has got quite a list of skills here. So the Whisperer is a spider Daedra of a special kind. Well, what's so special other than the fact that she blinds you and makes you hallucinate spiders, which is apparently called arachnophobia.
Very real fear, I understand.
Yeah, I back that 100%.
No one likes spiders.
Let's see here. So apparently it does a lot of damage and sets you in a state of fear. Look out. Okay, so there's a visual cue for this. A blue orb gets thrown at you. You can avoid it by dodge rolling as soon as you see or do the mechanic. The best way to see and avoid this mechanic is when the group arranges themselves around the boss instead of standing together. Web pull, which is going to happen to either just one player or all players, which is where you get pulled in close. Cast her next ability if she has pulled in all the players. Explosion. It's a one-shot mechanic. That sounds like a veteran thing, though it's not explicitly stated. I've never run into a one-shot with this boss in normal mode, and it happens to, like, following web pull on once all the players are web pulled. Oh, that's the circle that forms underneath her. So yeah, all right. So we were seeing that.
Yeah, it's pretty good to not stand in circles.
Yeah, circles are bad. Okay. If your parents didn't tell you that, then I think they probably failed. I mean, it's a thing, you know. Impale, which is dealing a moderate amount of damage. And it just happens to go to whoever's holding aggro, which should be your tank, if they're tanking right. I really don't think I'm gonna stop crap talking tanks the whole time I play this game. But
we're about to have a transmog competition. You're really lacking here. We're about to have a transmog competition. You're really lacking here.
I mean, I think I look good, and I tank right, so I'm doing all right.
I'll give you that.
The final, so there's actually one more spit. So at random intervals, she spawns one Storm Atronach. I did not see that. Did you see that?
I saw no Storm Atronachs. I believe that's veteran.
Okay. So it's not explicitly stated here, but I'm not sure exactly how Storm Atronachs and Spit line up together, but it targets
You'd be
a
surprised.
random player. Apparently, it targets a random player. Just walk up to it and kill it. And that, having some sinus issues here. That is Spindleclutch I. As stated before, there's a couple of different sets. You got, let's see here, sets. Okay, that didn't work. So your light set, again, is Prayer Shawl. Your medium set is Spelunker, and your heavy set is Nightmare. And the Spindleclutch I monster set, which is the dungeon we're running, so it's the one I'm going to list, is Swarm Mother. The only way to get the helmet is to run it on Veteran. You can get the shoulders from taking Undaunted pledges and accumulating 5 keys. This is a base game dungeon, so you likely get it from Maj, M-A-J. We're gonna go with M-A-J. Because I'm not exactly certain how you pronounce the name. There's a lot of names I'm not exactly certain how you pronounce.
Elder Scrolls
And
is full of those.
it is a lot. So anyway, yeah, so that, it's not too bad. Again, it's normal, so it's to be expected. It's not that bad. but now anyone curious has a good idea of what they'll be facing. I would say, and feel free to back me up on this, I would say this is probably one you could solo.
This is definitely one you could solo. Maybe for a veteran you'd want to have to bring in a couple buddies, or maybe one or two. But definitely this is a soloable one. Much like Darkshade and a few of the other ones like Fungal Grotto, the early level ones are definitely soloable, and they are, as long as you're above, I'd say CV level 200, you're not going to have an issue really here.
Yeah, you're definitely at that point not going to have an issue, especially with everything. I would almost argue you're not going to have an issue at lower levels because of scaling and stuff. But when I say lower levels, like max level character, you're getting at a CP points, stuff like that. You got sets that at least go together.
Well, I'd say that if anything, you could definitely make the case that if you're having any issues here, pick up a heal, and I think that'll solve most of your issues.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Sword Tank here runs with, the pet that I chose is the Clan Fear because it's, albeit it's physical damage, and I don't put a whole lot into physical damage. I don't have a lot of physical damage. I do have a lot of physical penetration, but when you activate the pet, he heals you, and the Clan Fear just so happens to be you can crit heal. So I feel like I could run it. I'm sure you can run it.
I mean, what I do is if you're a Nightblade or a Warden, pick up an ability such as Siphoning Strikes or Lotus, so that every hit you do restores some of your health. That'll probably solve most of your issues. And if you're running into any more, or sustain might be an issue, then bring a couple healing potions, or even just pack a heal from even the Alliance skill tree. Simple, easy one that you can get really cheap, really easy to get. So if you're running into any issues and you're wanting to do these old dungeons solo, bring in the right kind of materials and skills can definitely make it an easier go.
Right, yeah, I mean, you can throw on Resto Staff, on your bag bar. Most classes, I would say you can put enough damage on one bar where you can just kind of flip over and heal if needs be, or like Spy mentioned, you go into like the assault tree, pick up vigor, get it. Vigor by itself is probably enough. If you level it up high enough, resolving vigor, you get the morph. It's a big heal, real fast. It's over time, but the time is 4 seconds. So,
if you're not able to sustain the damage or do enough damage to put it out, to kill it quickly, then pull back a little bit and get a couple healing abilities, and you'll probably go a little slower, but you'll definitely get it done.
Yeah. And I think so. One of the big reasons I'm doing, like aside from the educational aspect, one of the big reasons I thought it'd probably be a good idea to do this is, like when you run a dungeon, you pick up a lot of stuff, right? You pick up a lot of things you can deconstruct if it's not a set you're looking for. If you really take your time, dungeons, delves, things like that, they have things you can loot, so you get, crafting materials.
Oh yeah, I've definitely gotten plenty of blue upgrade materials, especially for an early game player. If you're looking for, a little bit of extra way to get some materials, this isn't a bad way.
No, not at all. And so you have that going on. You get a decent amount of experience. If you are trying to level
Abilities.
your Undaunted, yeah, abilities, your Undaunted specifically, your Undaunted skill line, which there are some good skills to pick up in there, especially the 2 passives. I absolutely recommend getting both passives if you can. If you can utilize them, I recommend getting both of them because they're good. Um, running dungeons levels that up. Just running dungeons, like not doing anything special, just running dungeons. So
And you can definitely level up your ability, like your staves. Restoration staff can be leveled this way by just getting hit and having a buddy with you and healing him. And if you're leveling up like two-handed, one-handed, one-hand shield, dual wielding, whatever.
yeah,
These dungeons are pretty easy, and they have a ton of enemies in them that are really high experience rates, so they give you a pretty good amount out of them.
I mean, I'm not 100%, but I think while we were running, I'm pretty certain I picked up a couple of champion points. So, we just ran through, did that in next to no time, and got a couple of, like, I think I'm like 90% sure I got about 2 CPs out of it.
Oh, I leveled up Lotus Fan, I'm pretty sure, a couple times as well. So,
yeah.
So, if you're really looking for some gear, especially, a good start, I would say, if you're a DPSer, or even a tank or a healer, is, getting a couple, maybe a buddy together with you, and, slamming out these old dungeons, because they have good sets in them, and a lot of them are kind of forgotten about now, but still, they will get you on the right track to later sets.
So something I want to point out on that subject, these sets doing this is the only way you get them, because dungeon sets are bound on collect, so you don't buy them in guild stores. You don't, they're not overland sets, so you don't get them from farming world bosses, dolmens, whatever.
Like I said,
you have to run these dungeons.
Like I said, I've been working on this character, and I've had to shift gear around a lot. You've noticed I've probably had 6-7 sets on this character just shifted around within the last week or two. And this week, yesterday, day before, we went out and got Rattle Cage for this character. It's only blue quality right now, but you can get blue. You can get these kind of sets if you really want to get them. And you can get them on your own, or you can get them with a buddy. Always bringing a buddy makes it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I mentioned in the Fungal Grotto 2 video, if there is a one-shot mechanic, it's preferable, unless you're just dealing an ungodly amount of damage, it's preferable don't do it by yourself. Fungal Grotto 2 had where you got chained to the floor, and you had to rely on somebody to kill one of the I think it was 1 out of the 4 enemies that had you chained to the ground. Otherwise you were gonna die. So
it's always a good idea, unless you just pump out an insane amount of damage, and even still, you probably want to bring a buddy along for if any of the dungeons that you specifically want to run have one-shot mechanics in them. And this is why we're doing these videos as well, is not only for the newer players, but the players who may be looking to get some of these sets and need to know if there are one-shot mechanics in the dungeon themselves, or if there are just things going on that may hinder that for you doing it solo.
Right, absolutely. The educational aspect of this is is twofold. New players coming in, you unlock these dungeons as you complete them for the most part, and it's a good thing to know what you're stepping into, especially at lower levels like that. Now, I understand things scale, but you're not really like worked out at that point, right? Your character's not, so you have that going on. And then at the same time, people who have been playing for a little while, they may be looking for something, they figured out, hey, it comes out of this particular dungeon. Let's look and see. Like that's personally what I do. I will look and see, hey, can I do this by myself, or is there something that's going to kill me with a one bang? You know, because like if that's the case, I can't run the dungeon alone because I'm going to get one shot, right?
Oh yeah, it's always a little bit better to stay safe whenever you're doing these, because you don't really want to spend a whole bunch of money on repairs, do you? No one likes doing that.
No, you don't want to burn through your 800 soul gems either. So
yeah, I feel like I can never get rid of soul gems.
You can't do it. You got to run trials to get rid of soul gems.
You know what? I bet I can get rid of soul gems real quick if I was to go ahead and try to do some veteran mode dungeons on my own.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be a good way to burn through them.
Yeah, let's go do March of Sacrifices. I got a bunch of soul gems to get rid of.
Look, we don't talk about that, okay? Like
we're gonna have to get to it eventually. I hope you're ready when we are.
I know. It's just that first boss, man. It's just it's not right. It's not right.
That might be just us. I hope that's not just us.
It's not. I think that first boss, if I had to guess, like I haven't looked into it, I know there was a lot of outrage among the player base when that dungeon came out. You know, it's ridiculously hard, and it is. It fucking is. Like that first boss is. Are you paying attention? Like that's what that is. It's a full blown skill check. It's not like a damage check. It's not a tank check. It's not a healer check. It's a fucking. You better be paying attention and playing the game, because if not, you're gonna die, and you're gonna die every time until everybody is paying attention.
Oh, it requires a full man it requires a full team coordination, definitely.
Yeah.
If any of you guys if anyone is playing without noticing what's going on, it'll definitely hamper the experience for everyone. And that's
Oh my goodness.
personal responsibility is a big key factor in Elder Scrolls Online. So
It is. You know, a lot of dungeons, like they're all 4-man group instances. You don't always need 4, but there are definitely some you need 4. March is one of them. The newer, like Dread Cellar, if you haven't been in it, dear God, you need 4.
Oh yeah, we tried to do it. We tried to do it with 2, man. We got past the first boss, the second boss. We got 2, and they were, oh my God, I think we got past it, didn't we? And then we just ran out of time that night.
Yeah, well, like the first boss turns into something you just encounter.
I know.
It's nuts.
Oh, hey, I'll tell you though, I always have fun trying to run these dungeons with just me and you, because you know, it's a little bit more difficult, and I like a little bit of difficulty in my games, and even though March of Sacrifices is beating my ass down, I definitely still enjoy it.
Yeah. It's a good to challenge yourself every now and then. See how well your build's tuned in. You know.
That's a big thing of it.
Yeah. So.
I think we finished the dungeon quite a bit ago, but you know, sitting here talking, and I guess I'll do the intro or the outro real quick and say, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and do the bell icon for the notifications. And if you like to check us out on Twitter or Reddit, you can, as well as you know, we're always active in the game. If you want to see our streams, Jack specifically streams on Steam through his account. You can see it on the website. Or which part of it is it on?
It's in. Oh, I'd have to go look. I posted it in the community tab on our YouTube channel. I would have to go look and tell you exactly what it is.
Well, either way, if you want to pop in every time we're playing the game, you can watch a stream itself of us playing. We don't typically do our audio whenever we're streaming, but we do just play, and it's from Jack's perspective specifically. So if you'd like to see more of us whenever we're not doing content on the channel, you can definitely do that whenever we're playing. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so like he said in the beginning, I feel the same way. Thank you all for watching. To the returning viewers, this community is definitely built off those kinds of people, and also for all the new people coming in, come and help us build the rest of the community too. And we will continue to put out content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday until one of our hearts stops beating. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I appreciate the support on the channel.
All right. Well said. And we will see you guys in the next video.
All right, well, see y'all. Bye.